Hello, and you're very welcome to North London on a day when the eyes of the world are firmly fixed on this part of the planet. So much going on. A short hop that way, you got Wembley, an FA Cup final. Grand. Wrong shaped ball though, isn't it? Further west, you got the royal wedding. Lovely, but we know what happens. Fairy tale ending. No jeopardy. Here though at Allianz Park, we have the ultimate in sporting drama. It is a semi-final between Saracens and Wasps. As far as we're concerned, we got the greatest show in town.
What a wonderful day we have in store.
The world's most famous and oldest cup competition.
Crowds have gathered to watch this spectacle.
Crown their royal match.
And this is the biggest occasion of them all.
Forget everything else. This is what really matters.
Premiership semi-final day. 4 into 2 won't go.
To end the season at Twickenham.
Could this be the fairy tale?
History is with these players.
The stakes are so high. The lid has been blown off.
The world is watching. We are being royally entertained this weekend.
This is the jewel in the crown.
Yeah, big day in London, big day in Devon. It all starts here in the capital. It's the first time that Saracens and Wasps have met in the knockout stages of the Aviva Premiership. It's all coming your way in just under half an hour's time here on BT Sport. Thank goodness, finally, it's semi-final weekend, and there's a huge crowd here at Allianz Park. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's got that buzz about it, it's got that feel about it, and congratulations, by the way. If you're watching this, you won the battle of the remote control. You're not watching romance with the Royals, you're watching rugby, and fair play to you for that, as is Lawrence. Lawrence, how are you? What a great atmosphere.
Fantastic carnival atmosphere, wonderful weather for it should be a very, very exciting game with a lot at stake, obviously, in place in the final.
Two huge teams and some returnees, really welcome returnees for both sides. In particular of the matchups we're really excited about. Billy Vunipola against Nathan Hughes today. Great.
Yeah, two seismic selections from both sides. Probably England's two best number 8s, but two number 8s who've been out for so long, and it's just wonderful that these two teams get to call on them. We know about the battle of the gain line, we know about the fact that the forward packs are going to be going at each other, but these two provide both sides with a real focus and a real target, and may go a long way towards deciding the outcome of this game.
I mean, a huge matchup, but it is a day full of matchups in this first semi-final. Tim, all the team news if you have it, please.
Thank you, Craig. Do you know what the thing I really noticed was just how relaxed the Saracens players looked. There was about half the first team, only 10-15 minutes ago, sat on the bench just having a chat. But then again, this is their 9th straight semi-final. Let's look at the lineup. And the return of Billy Vunipola for his first start in 4 months means Saracens Player of the Season Jackson Ray switches to 7 for his 200th appearance for the club. And it'll be a last appearance at Allianz Park, at least, for Chris Wiles on the wing outside Alex Lazowski, who gets the nod at outside centre. Scout Britt's poised for his home send-off from an impressive-looking bench. As for Wasps, well, apart from their own international wrecking ball of a number 8 in Nathan Hughes, Wasps also have the most recent England back row recruit, Jack Willis, reverting to the flank. And behind the scrum, Christian Wade restored to a back 3 that has 29 tries between them this season. And with England's summer tourists, Robson and Cipriani at halfback, Wasps do have the weapons to unlock that final berth.
Deep in conversation there, Danny Cipriani practicing his kicking. You'll see one person not here today. James Haskell could potentially be would have been his final day out with Wasps. Isn't here because he got an invite to the wedding. So he's down in Windsor at the wedding today and not here with the team. And I know that's caused a bit of chatter out there on Twitter. But you know, it's a big day here, it's a big day there, it's a big day all over this part of the world, isn't it? And it's a huge day down in Devon, the second semi-final on a bumper day of rugby here on BT Sport. Exeter Chiefs against Newcastle Falcons, and Babes is down there with the team. Babes.
Yes, Craig, thanks very much indeed. A brilliant Sandy Park awaits the second of our Aviva Premiership playoff matches. And as we found out this exact stage last season, Exeter Chiefs against Saracens. This stadium loves providing the dramatic. The Henry Slade kick to the corner, the line out, the drive, the try, Chiefs through to the final. The title is theirs. They now have to defend that against the Newcastle Falcons side that has been the surprise package of the season. Dean Richards' men, we're absolutely confident they can cause an upset. Join us at 2:45 here at Sandy Park on BT Sport.
We cannot wait, and they can't wait for the game here. Giant Wasp here. Let's hope his team have their sting today. They'll lead it against a Saracens team who've been so dominant here over the past few years. One man, though, has been part of a side that's managed to unlock them a few times. Our guest today, Ben. How are you? Ben Foden, our guest.
Good.
You well?
Good, thank you.
You've done okay against these. Let's forget
Not
this season.
Not this year.
Let's park that for a moment. But you have beaten them here 3 times.
Yeah, we have. We've had success, and I think the key is your big names have got to come to the show. Nathan Hughes is in there for a reason, because he's so good at carrying the ball, getting front foot forward. That's what you need against this Saracens defence if you're going to have any joy. They need to match up physically. Launchbury is going to be crucial for them. He needs to rally the troops, give the backs that platform to release the firecrackers they've got out wide. Willie LaRue, we've seen how dangerous he is. Cipriani's been on fire. He's the informed fly half for me at the moment, and he needs to carry that through. He's got the big, he's riding a wave of confidence at the moment because he's in the England squad. No better place to perform and show Eddie Jones that he's ready to take that 10 shirt.
Particularly in the semi-final, as you proved in Northampton Saints here, it's a different set of rules come knockout stage to the normal league, isn't it? That's when you can go and pull out a shock. Not that Wasps beating be the biggest shock, they've been pretty close all year in the league, haven't they? But you guys did it. They could do it.
Yeah, they definitely can. They've got the clientele to do it. But, this is a very well-drilled Saracens side, so it will take a massive performance.
It's a beautiful day for rugby here. Sun is shining, absolutely massive crowd. Ben is our guest today. You'll be delighted about that, and particularly my wife and her mother, and my mother-in-law, as it happens. But the lads are out in the pitch somewhere. Oz and Lal are looking for some players to talk to. Lal, who have you got?
And thanks, Craig. I'm going to go and have a word with a former Wasp, but now firmly a Saracens. Alex, can we just grab a quick word? Alex, you were firmly a student up in Leeds, playing a bit of rugby, of course, when Saracens last lost a semi-final here at Allianz Park. Do you guys feel any pressure, the class of 2018?
I don't think there's too much pressure from the outside. Obviously, there's pressure from the inside and what we want to achieve. But we've just been really focused on ourselves this week, and hopefully can go out and put out a good performance today.
Obviously, Billy's back for you guys. Nathan Hughes is back for Wasps. Is it just a question of that massive battle of the gain line?
Yeah, it's going to be a good head-to-head, isn't it? Obviously, Nathan's a great ball carrier for them, so we're going to have to stop him on the gain line. But equally, we've got Billy back and hoping that he can give us some go forward.
You guys have been on fire since the turn of the year. Obviously, that defeat to Leinster over in Dublin really hurt. Is it a question of timing your run and really coming to form at the right time?
Yeah, I think we've had some good performances since that day. Obviously, hugely disappointing to lose that game, but since then we've scored some tries, and our defence has been pretty solid, especially in the second half. So, yeah, as I said, it's been a good game today. Hopefully we can put a good performance on.
Well, listen, go well today. Well, we've heard from Alex Lazowski at Saracens. Who have you got with Wasps, Oz?
Well, I'm going to have a little chat with Jimmy Gopperth. A bit of a bad stat, though. If you finish third in the league, no one has ever gone on to win the title. In fact, third place has only ever won 2 semi-finals. Not a stat that I'm going to mention to Jimmy, though, as he lines up this kick. Jimmy, can we have a quick chat with you before you get... Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Not too good. Warm day, lovely. A lot of people talking about the control. Yourself, Danny Cipriani. But really, the forwards have got to front up, haven't they, if you're going to get that opportunity?
Oh, definitely. Semi-finals always won with the forward pack first, and we know Saracens, that's their A game with the forward pack. So it's good to have Nathan Hughes back this week, add a bit of steel to us, and the boys have trained really well. So hopefully we can get some front foot ball and have some fun in the sun.
What's been the chat? What's been the message? Where have you seen the opportunities against Saracens? Through the middle, through the guts and around the corner?
Look, everyone knows they're a very aggressive defensive outfit. It's all about playing quick. If we can play quick, you can't get set on the line. They're going to come off in ones and twos, so they can't come off as a line. So speed the ball's really quick. Obviously, they're going to target our breakdown, so that's a big area of today.
Okay, mate, good luck with that. I'll let you carry on those kicks. They're looking very, very good. It's all about control today, both Gopperth and Cipriani. Now, we sent Ugo Monye to speak to Danny, and where else would Ugo go? Make that interview, but the Ivy, he's a special kid.
Why do you think there's an obsession with you?
I think it's because my name sounds glamorous. I don't know. I don't know. If my name was Danny Smith, I reckon. When I was 16, I had like a massive double page spread in the Times. I was like talking about how this guy's going to be the future of English rugby, and you start believing it.
Did you believe it?
No, I didn't believe it. I was excited. It was just all fine to hear, and you just keep moving on.
Why do you think Wasps were happy to let you go?
I feel like it was probably difficult for them to be waiting for so long. They felt to go a different direction because maybe I said I was unsure of where I want to go and what I want to do right now. I was asking for more time, and in that time, they didn't feel like they could wait. They probably felt like they had to have something secure. Di might not have trusted the fact that I would have turned around and been fine. He probably wasn't open and coming down and saying, look, we want you to be our number one and do this, because that's just...
Would it have changed your decision if he'd come and had a chat with you and said...
Perhaps it might have, probably, but that's just not how it panned out.
Danny, we're going to reflect a little bit. These are a load of words which have been used to describe you. Tell us if you think they're accurate and how it makes you feel when you look at some of that.
I feel like I'm at school. Misunderstood, probably have been from being a kid. That's my own thing and understanding of who I am. Growing up with white skin, a black father, I don't know what side I fit into or what I'm doing. So that was a confusion straight away for me growing up, something that I probably didn't realise until you look back on.
Okay, going to clear some of these away, because this is the old Danny, okay?
Yeah.
These words have been used to describe you this year. Is this the evolution of Danny Cipriani? Which ones pop out at you?
Determined. It's that resilience, it's that keep going, it's that mistakes happen, you have to go again. Selection, whatever it may be, injuries, you know, it's how you look after yourself and come back from it.
If I was to compare international careers, I've got 14 caps, you've got 14 caps. I've never been described as those things used to describe you, so why are we sat on the same amount of caps?
Could I have changed a certain way to make sure I was in line with Jono and what he wanted? Yeah, I wouldn't have been true to myself. I wouldn't have been able to have the freedom and the ability to be myself in that situation. But I'm going to go and give it my best shot. Everything I've got to be able to represent my country again. And I hope that's good enough. And if it's not, I'll learn from it.
Because I tried to give you a helping hand in your international career, didn't I?
He gave me my first try, is what he's trying to say.
No, well, I mean, you said it.
He posts it every year on the same date.
Danny, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Cheers, mate.
Good luck this weekend. Good luck in your move to Gloucester next season, and all the very best of luck in South Africa.
Thank you.
You can take me down.
Really was a brilliant conversation between the two guys. There's an extended version of that you can see on Wednesday night after rugby tonight on BT Sport 1. Wayne Barnes is our guest that night as well, by the way, but you really should watch it. And Ugo, lads, doing a little version of the psychiatrist's chair there. Interesting hearing from Danny, because we know the guy's a sublime rugby player, but, you know, he's his own man. When it comes to his personality, he's his own fella. And we're getting a little insight into why, Ben, he maybe doesn't always feel like he fits in every club he's in every social situation he's in.
Yeah, listen, like you say, he's an individual, but I think that's what sets him apart. You need that in your team as well. You need guys who upset the status quo. And I think Sips fits that bill. And he's playing some of the best rugby that we've seen in the 10 shirt for a long time. This year he's been the real fire that's ignited this back line that's been on fire for Wasps.
Listen, Danny is different, and we've known that all along. He's been at Wasps for a very long time, albeit had a little sabbatical. And rugby, I thought, was about celebrating difference, you know, and that's what we should do with Danny, because he just brings something very different to the game. A lot of people make assumptions and you know, assume things about Danny without actually meeting the player. That was a really revealing interview, because it probably told us more about him than we know. And now, thankfully, Eddie Jones is going to make his own assumptions about Danny Cipriani when he starts to work with him face to face.
It's interesting you say that. Don't believe all the headlines, because actually he's a really nice guy, and he's a very interesting guy to sit with. He's been our guest many times, Oz. But you know, interesting person, but what a player. I mean, the guy's a game changer, isn't he?
Yeah, I think his greatest skill, actually, he sees out the side of his eyes. He has the ability to make somebody think he's looking in one direction when actually he's looking somewhere completely different. He can see gaps when he's looking straight at a defence, and world-class fly halves can do that, and he is a world-class fly half, but he needs a good foil, he needs a good 12 to play alongside him, because he can't do it by himself. He needs the space to be half-created with somebody like Gopeth, and when they're playing in tandem, when they've got that ability to link up either Danny at first receiver and Gopeth at second, or the other way round, they can control defences and allow line speed to come onto them really quickly and still make the outside shoulder. See there, this is against one of the best defences in Sale, and he gets on the outside shoulder each time. It does help that you've got Christian Wade on the outside, by the way, that can pretty much finish anything. But this is their main set-up play. They set up with Danny on the inside. Gopeth becomes the first receiver. They drop the ball underneath, which moves the corner one person in of the defence. It's a really clever tactic, and they do it time and time again, particularly from first phase, and it gets them round the outside. But if you see the link play, it doesn't just go Gopeth, it doesn't just go Gopeth to Cipriani, it goes Gopeth, Cipriani, LaRue, Wade, try. And that's how it works for Wasps. It's worked so well all season.
On the other side of things, Owen Farrell, a very different kind of guy, different kind of player. Quick word on him, Ben.
Yeah, Farrell for me is he's been one of the best English players over the last 3 or 4 seasons. He's probably one of the reasons why Saracens have been so successful. He's that cog in a well-oiled, well-drilled team, and he keeps them ticking. And I think the half-back partnership of Wigglesworth and Farrell has been key to the success of the Saracen side.
Yeah, what a matchup we have coming your way. Kick-off very soon indeed here from Allianz Park. Before we delve deeper into tactics, how the game might be won, let's hear from the directors of rugby.
Di, a heavyweight matchup at number 8 today. Any concerns throwing Nathan Hughes straight back in?
No, absolutely not. I think he's trained obviously really hard. Same concerns probably from Mark on the other side, really. But we're really looking forward to it. You know, we've just had a fantastic welcome from the WASPS supporters into the ground. And there's plenty of numbers there right behind the team. So we're really looking forward to it.
Mark, a big boost to be able to select Billy Vunipola in the starting 15. How's he trained?
No, he's done well. Obviously, he had his 20 minutes against London Irish a while back, picked up a little tweak in his hamstring, but he's had a really good 10-day prep into this game.
It's a strong bench, and even there's some big players you haven't been able to fit into a match day 23. Some tough decisions for you, but I imagine that's also meant it's been a very competitive fortnight's training.
It has, with some tough calls at 13, some tough calls at 6. You know, Nick Ezekwe's had a great season, but to have Michael Rhodes coming onto the pitch for the last 30 minutes is a good thing. As you say, it's a good bench, but we also have a good bench as well, and 2 really good teams out there today.
In big games, the scrum has wobbled at times. How much of a focus has that been?
Well, obviously we know that our attack causes teams problems, and we're confident we can score points even against the legendary defence that Saudis have got, and we know we're going to have to be at our best with the ball, but it's without the ball as well. Defensively, we're going to have to win the battle of the gain line. We can't leave the big carriers get over the gain line, and set piece time, we'll be challenged there, but it's up to us to make sure that we get at least parity.
No time for sentiment on days like this, but last home game for Brits and Wales today. How influential are characters like that, clubmen like that, in building up to big games?
Massive, both in different ways. Walesy's been here for 10 years, Scala's been here for 9 years. They've both contributed enormously to the club, added unbelievable value both on and off the field.
How do you go about then, Di, unpicking the best defence in the league? Some sides like Leinster and Leicester showed that they had some success playing a little bit tighter. Do you need to vary your normal attacking blueprint?
Yeah, I think obviously you're gonna have to be at your best. It's as simple as that. I think if we're not at our best, they'll eat us up. But we are confident. Really, we're not going to chuck caution to the wind. We're not going to play stupid rugby. But we've got to take the game to them. When we sit back and hope we don't lose this game, that's exactly what we'll get.
Di, good luck. Thank you.
Lawrence, let's delve into Di's playbook. How do you beat Saracens?
Well, we know about the Cipriani-Gopeth axis, as Austin and Ben have talked about. They love the balls out the back, but that does require you going out on the front foot. And for me, Saracens and their renowned Wolfpack defence, you've got to take them on through the middle. If we have a look at the teams that have beaten them and beaten them well this season, Leicester here at Allianz Park, and particularly Leinster over in the Aviva, first of all, they pick and go through the middle. What Saracens want is 1 man in the tackle and 14 men on their feet. What Wasps have to do is commit 2 and 3 to the tackle, and then the space will open up out wide. So expect to see a few little chips over the top from Cipriani, possibly as a way of turning that blitz defence. Pick and go through the guts of the breakdown, maybe attacking around the fringes, and maybe just testing where the Saracens hinge in. They love to bring their third defender around quickly, maybe their first and second defender not in position as quickly. So you've got to take the blitz head on before Cipriani takes the options out wide.
Other side of things, how do you beat Wasps?
Well, Saracens are a juggernaut, aren't they? They've got an ability to just grind you down with possession and big carries over the gain line. And if you keep winning the gain line time and time again, then it really does help. But where they're very, very strong, that people don't give them a lot of credit for, is their short side attack. They'll attack you both sides of the field. And when Billy's playing, you want to get your big forwards around the corner defensively. So you often find yourself short on the blind side. Scott Britz is a great exponent of it. This is all pre-called. You'll hear a shout coming into Wigglesworth just to turn himself, but this is a really good example of what I think they'll do a lot of today. Good just bides his time. He waits. He's like a second 5/8, another number 10, and he'll go down that short side. These Wasps forward will think, there's Billy, there's Mako in the midfield. I've got to get round the corner in position quickly. And I think they'll be short-numbered on that short side, and I think Saracens will exploit it.
Quick word in Saracens' kicking game. Difficult for a back three. Christian Wade, stats under the high ball, not great. We know that, so they must know that. Will they have work to fix that?
Yeah, we know the kicking powers of Owen Farrell and Richard Wigglesworth. They'll be working on it all week. They kick to compete. They love to attack that breakdown. You know, the thing with Christian Wade is he's short, and teams know that. So when they're looking at where they want to go and compete for the ball, they've got two tall guys in Maitland and Wiles who are good in the air. So, but Wadey will know that. He'll be working on it all week, I'm sure. All he'll be doing is high balls and getting ready for that. But if you kick poorly to them, you know what he's like. He can make something out of nothing.
They'll have prepared well for this. This is an absolutely massive game. Two teams well experienced, well used to these playoffs. The 9th consecutive playoff for Saracens, 3rd on the bounce for WASPS. But you get a sense that both sides need the final more than ever this year. Kick-off in this first semi-final is on its way.